guys, this video, as you can see from the title, is short girl problems, is short girl problems. And if you don't know, I'm actually only 4'11" and a little bit. Obviously those of you that saw me at the meetup will realise how small I am, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, didn't realise how small you were. Yes, I am not even 5 foot. I tell everyone I'm 5 foot, but I'm really not 5 foot. So I have decided to make a video about short girl problems and things that happen when you're small, like definitely things that happen to me because I'm small, and just generally how it affects my life day to day, because it really does sometimes. I'm also doing this as a collaboration with Michelle. Her YouTube channel name is minimeeshie, and she is so cute. Like, I am totally in love with this girl. She's quite a new YouTuber. She's the same height as me. We're both like 4'11", and this is why we came up with the title of this video, because we thought it was going to be really fun. Make sure you go over to Michelle's channel and watch her video after you've watched mine. She's absolutely beautiful, and she's just got the most amazing accent ever, and I love her. And one day she's going to be absolutely huge on YouTube. Like, you can just tell she's going to be huge. Gorgeous girl. Anyway, so I'm going to get straight into it. Things that suck about being really short. So the first thing is, when I go out with my friends and I'm in a bar, I can't hear what they're saying because they're up there, and the only way I know what they're saying to me is when they look down and go, Trish, do you want a drink? And I'm like, oh yeah, can you get me one of these? If they're having like some sort of conversation amongst themselves, I actually cannot hear what they're saying, because normally somebody needs to be talking directly into your ear to hear what you're saying. Or when I talk, they can't hear what I'm saying because it's like I'm talking to their neck. That is really quite annoying, and it's like, it looks ridiculous when you're in a bar and you're not talking to anybody because you can't hear what they're saying. Definitely short girl problem number one. Number two is when you're in a shop and you're like looking around, looking at stuff, people look at you really funny because they just think you're a lost child. Some people ask, do you need any help? But really what they're saying is, where's your mum? Why are you here by yourself? It doesn't help that I have a really young face as well. People just tend to feel like I'm a wandering child because I'm so small. It's really embarrassing sometimes when people just are gobsmacked when I tell them how old I actually am. Okay, so another issue I have is, if I'm buying trousers, I can't buy like normal adult trousers. Like, quite clearly I can't because my legs are so short. So if I go into like New Look or something like that and buy trousers for teenagers or younger people, they always have friggin' sequins on them, or like pink thread with little like flowers like stitched into them. I'm 30, I don't want sequins on my jeans, and I don't want little flowers stitched into the back pocket of my jeans. It is really embarrassing, and it's really hard to find like petite trousers, because if they're petite, they're generally small all over, and my hips and my waist are like a bit bigger, and then I'm just have these really short legs. So it is always really hard to find children or like smaller trousers that aren't actually looking like I'm 30, I don't want sequins on my trousers. And one time I bought these like jeans from New Look, and obviously they did have pink sequins and things on them, and the butt basically split because my ass was not the same as a 12-year-old's ass. So they have to kind of start making these like hair-shaped trousers for people with bigger bums and shorter legs, because it's really hard when everyone does petite and they're like really slim as well. The other thing is, because I'm so small, if I'm standing at the front of a queue in like a sale, or where people are trying to get in, or like where it's really busy, I basically just get squashed. Like, I literally get pushed up and my face is like stuck there, and I'm literally just stuck because people just don't let you out, and because you're not tall enough, you don't get any leverage to like get people out the way in big crowds. So there are times I've been shopping in the sales and I've literally been squashed up like against the glass wall, and there's just nothing I can do to get out because I'm just so small, and I basically just get trampled on, and it's like ridiculous. Some places for a small person are really scary. At like concerts and things like that, I basically cannot see anything unless someone lets me sit on their shoulders, or unless I've bought something to stand on. I cannot see. Generally, if I go to a concert, I'm obviously sitting in the seats, like in the actual seating area, and it's great because it's staggered, so you've got the people in front of you that are slightly lower down. But when you're on the floor and people are standing up, like, you cannot see anything, and it's always that one tall 7-foot twat that sits in front of me at the cinema, and then I just cannot see anything, and I'm watching the film between two heads, so I then have these two images and these two silhouettes in the middle of my whole like movie, and every time they move, like, it really bothers me. So it's just ridiculous being this short. When I learnt to drive, I was sitting on a pillow the whole time. So I learnt to drive in a Vauxhall Corsa, and I basically couldn't see that much over the steering wheel. I could see like a little bit over the steering wheel, but the guy was like, I'm not confident enough to know that you know where the end of the car is. And I was like, yeah, but I can't see the end of the car. And he was like, okay, we're gonna have to get you a pillow. And because it took me so long to learn how to drive, he said to me, look, if you actually pass your test on the 3rd go, I will stitch your name into this pillow and you can just keep it. And luckily since then, I've always had cars where the seat has gone high enough, but because my legs are so short, I have to have the chair as far forward as it will go, and it looks like I'm basically eating the steering wheel. Like, I'm so close to the steering wheel, if I literally went like that, my head would touch the front of it. And it's not because I want to sit that close, it's because my legs do not reach the fucking pedals. So it's really stressful because I just can't, like, it's just too close to the steering wheel. So I then don't have any space, so it's really claustrophobic. If I just had slightly longer legs, it would be fine. I could sit slightly further back. On the upside of that, people that sit behind me when I'm driving love it because they've got space to do a marathon in between the seats. Another thing is we have 2 locks on the door inside of work. So we've got one inside this door, which is like a bolt on the top of the door, and we have another lock outside which requires a key to get in. I cannot reach them properly. So when I come in the morning, the courier guy usually will leave the top lock undone for me so I can get in. And when I worked in the other store, you had to bolt the inside of the door before you left through the other door. And I could never reach, so I always had to wait for somebody to lock the door, or I literally had to grab a chair. And it was so embarrassing because I was like the only person that couldn't reach this lock. So it just looked ridiculous. One day, if there's a fire and I'm stuck inside and I can't get the door open, I'm literally gonna have to grab a chair to let myself out of this lock. Also, one guy at work does not remember my name. He actually does not remember my name. So the way he tries to find out where I am is to go, has anyone seen, has anyone seen? And people automatically know who he's talking about, and they're like, yep, she's in her room, yep, she's in the office, yep, she's gone to the bathroom. And it's just that I am known as like this tiny person at work. Just a like disclaimer that I wanted to put in, obviously, before people get upset about this. I don't hate my height at all. Like, I like being this height. The reason I made this video is because there are just things that I thought were funny in my day-to-day life that I have to experience that people might not realise. I haven't got an issue with my height. I don't really wish I was taller. Like, sometimes I do if I'm at the cinema and I can't see. I generally don't have an issue with my height. I'm quite happy being like nearly 5 foot. I'm not really that fussed, but I just thought this would be a funny video. And don't forget to check out Michelle's channel, Minimeeshie on YouTube, and I will obviously put her channel link in the description bar below. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys very, very soon.